What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone with some good news. It's been a while. It's not really transfer news related, to be honest, but Fagioli is almost back. He could play officially against Bologna. So, in a week or so, he can get his minutes, his first minutes of the season, and depending on how this weekend will go, he might even get a big portion of the game. Might even start the game, all depending on this weekend. But the news is that Fagioli officially can be back. And let's talk a bit about Fagioli because obviously this weekend you win against Sanitana tomorrow. You're in the Champions League, and then you have the Coppa Italia on Wednesday, I think it is. And then basically the season is over. So you're playing for whatever is left in the next couple of days. You know, win against Sanitana, Champions League is secured. Wednesday, Coppa Italia against Atalanta, you better win that. Being Allegri, being the team in general, being Juve as a club, you better win the Coppa Italia against Atalanta, and the season is done. And you might say nothing to look forward to, which I agree. Basically, the only thing might be changed for people, praying that Allegri will get sacked. That's exciting times, I guess. What's gonna happen with the new coach, transfers, all those things. However, it's been such a long season that it's like, yeah, whenever it happens, it basically happens. It needs to be done as soon as possible, but I don't have the energy anymore for that. The positive news is Fagioli is back, and if you remember last season, the way it go, I think I've said it many times. I think a lot of people went overboard with Fagioli's performances. I think he's a very good player. I think he's nowhere near what people think he is, which is good because I think he can reach those levels. But he's not on that level right now. There's still some inconsistency with it, which is the positive thing because he has margins to grow. But he was important last season. He was important. I think everybody can remember that period of time where we were like, oh, he needs to play every single week. And when he played, he was well. And yes, he had a dip, but so did everybody in that team the last 3 seasons. He had good moments. Vlahovic had good moments and then dips. Bremer, had good moments and dips. Even Locatelli had good moments and dips. Rabiot, name the player that you like or dislike. They all had good moments and bad moments. And that's been the issue for the last 3 seasons, especially this season. So Fagioli being back is good news. Not because it has an impact on the season. Maybe if you don't beat Salernitana, it could have an impact. But it's just good news that he's back. He made a mistake that we shouldn't feel sorry for him in terms of being punished because the rules are the rules. Basically, it is what it is. How will he come back? That's a big question. There's no injury, so he trained all season with the team, with the first team, but match rhythm is completely different than basically being out for an entire season. Like he's been out for an entire season. He's just been training and that's it. Match rhythm is something completely different. So how will he come back? That's obviously the big question. Is it like he never left basically or not? Know that if we win against Santana, he has 2 games. If I'm where Allegri, I would start him those 2 games. You can say if Allegri's out of here, he wouldn't probably really don't care about is Fagioli gonna start, because next season I'm not gonna be here. But if I were him, I would still start him for 2 games and let's see. But it is a big boost. And maybe if we secure Champions League this weekend and you win the Coppa Italia or do not win the Coppa Italia, the last 2 games, Bologna and Monza, it's just get it over with. But maybe if Fagioli starts, that's an extra boost to actually watch those games because other than that, there's no real implications if you beat Salernitana. The last 2 games are just whatever, basically. Maybe you will finally get to see Diallo minutes, Miretti coming back from the dead, basically. Like maybe we'll see those things and you get to see Fagioli. But we have missed him this season, especially considering that even Pogba, we all know what happened with Pogba. We lack some sort of creativity in the midfield. We lack certain type of footballs in that midfield. So yes, we missed him, and it did have an impact on the season. I don't think if Fagioli was there, we would still be competing for the league. I think the the mental breakdown would have been there, because it's not one player that said what the hell is happening. It's an entire squad. Everything just collapsed. So it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. But maybe we would have pushed on a little bit longer before we took a collapse. Maybe not to this extent, but I think that collapse was just around the corner no matter what. So the good news is Fagioli is back. The bad news is it's only for 2 games. It's only for 2 games, and potentially meaningless games, depending again what's happened on Sunday, tomorrow. But it is what it is. We need to deal with it, and let's see how that will go. Other than that, tomorrow is all about beating Salernitana. Like, you beat Salernitana at home, you should beat Salernitana at home. I don't care who's injured, whatever. You should be getting it done. Move into the Champions League. Do not, please. Like, we are very capable of not beating Salernitana, by the way. We have 2 wins out of, 14 games, whatever. We are very capable of failing to beat Salernitana at home. We are. Our form suggests we probably will not beat Salernitana. If you just go off form, it's more likely to not beat Salernitana than unlikely. So keep that in mind. How mad it is, how crazy it sounds, we're very capable of not beating Salernitana. But you should be beating Salernitana. You should be going into the Coppa Italia with a positive feeling. You might be out with Locatelli. You're definitely out with Locatelli in the Coppa Italia. As of now, Danilo's probably not going to make the Coppa Italia final as well. So you're missing 2 quote-unquote key pieces for Allegri. 1 in midfield and 1 at the back, So you're going to need to deal with that in the Coppa Italia as well. How are you going to replace Locatelli in the Coppa Italia? Are you going to play Miretti? I've seen rumors about Nicolucci playing on the weekend, which I'm very confused about. I don't get where that's coming from. It would make more sense for him to start in the Coppa Italia in terms of he's a direct replacement of Locatelli, but that's something to worry about on Tuesday, the day before the Coppa Italia. This weekend, it's all about beat Salernitana and just go into the Champions League spots without any issues, without any headaches, and just move on and forget about what happened the last 3 seasons as well, but 2 to 3 months. Just forget about it, move on, and get to the Coppa Italia final, and then whatever happens, because it's been an extremely long season that actually, funny enough, flew by. Like, if you think about it, it flew by, but at the same time, it went that snail's pace. And here we are, So, like I said, Fagioli back next week. Good news, I guess. But this week, it could be a very, very difficult week. If you don't beat Salernitana and you lose the Coppa Italia, and then you need to go to Bologna to secure Champions League, it could be sticky. So you better win that game tomorrow. You better get the job done no matter how, and just keep it rolling. But that's it, Let me know in the comments what you think about Fagioli, because actually opinions about Locatelli are still a bit all over the place if you listen to people and read certain comments. But let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow post-game. Ciao.